yeah. Please, let's start clapping up our very first comic. She's hilarious. Y'all start clapping up, please. Make some noise for Jessica Alvarez.
Making tamales at Christmas, we didn't grow up with dads, like we all had the same so I just assumed, like, it blew my mind when I moved to LA and people, like, assumed I was white. Like, I got there and people started talking to me about their chakras. I was like, sorry, are you saying champlas? What are you talking about right now? Like, I'm so confused. I didn't get it until I met Mexicans from, like, Compton. And I was like, oh, I'm white. No, Santa, I'm white. Sorry about that. My mistake. No, my whole family, like, we all look entitled and, like, we say, hey, we gotta skedaddle, you guys. Like, that's the vibe our family has. And, like, it wasn't, like, we grew up learning not how to speak Spanish, but how to speak to managers. That was more the vibe we had, right? Like, it wasn't until college that I actually felt a part of the culture. Like, I felt Mexican, right? And it was easy. All it took was getting arrested and spending a night in jail. And then, boom, ya tú sabes, dude, I was in, I started saying and shit at the end of every sentence. I did. Did I spend the night in jail once? I got a DWI when I was in college. Dude, that shit was expensive. I do not recommend college at all. Still paying for that mistake. My God, dude. My mom always hates when I say that joke. She's like, Jessica, that's embarrassing, and you don't air our dirty laundry out there, you know? And I use it more as like a cautionary tale for people, right? Like it's a tale of not going to college, because I'm still paying for that until I'm 40. Like that's the lesson I'm trying to teach people. Don't go to college. One bad decision, and you're in until you're 40 paying that. That was a different time in life, though. You know, that was 2010. It was before we had like Uber and Lyft, right? Like it was when TikTok was just like a song by Kesha and not a career. Like that was just a different time. It was when we had designated drivers. You guys remember that? Designated drivers? Yeah, everybody's like, yeah, we're old enough. If you don't know, a designated driver is the one person in the friend group whose only job it is to stick to Bud Light for the night. That is it. That is it. I'm doing better in life, though. It's different. Like, I live in LA, doing okay. I'm what you call a Henry. Have you heard this term? It's a new term that they've given millennials. It's a cute one. It stands for high earner, not rich yet. High earner, not rich yet, right? Which basically means that you can pay to live in a city, you pay your own bills, but you, like, can only afford to eat one meal a day. That's basically balance it. But I hate how they have to give like cute names to things, you know? Like everything's just cute so you don't feel so bad about it. Like they call single women in their 30s independent to make it cute, and I'm like, that's not the same. Guys under 5'7", short kings, like that's too cute. It's too cute, I don't like it. Too much cuteness. No, I do have money, but I've been thinking about ways to make extra money. And one of my ways is I think I'm gonna start getting residuals, like actors do, from all the guys who have ever broken up with me. You know, like a severance package, right? Like I was bad at my job and you fired me, I should get paid. I think that's the equivalent. Like just imagine all the guys that I send a nude photo to who still have it in their phone, that would be like a residual coming into my bank account. All the women in here are bored with me, and the men are like, wait a minute, I have too many nudes, I'd be paying too high to bill there. I just think it would be good, you know what I mean? I don't know, I know some of you are like, nudes, don't do that. I'm like, oh, you must have a dad. That's not like that. I know people are like, well, Jessica, what if it ends up online? And then you can never do things like run for political office. I'm like, babe, I have an arrest record and like a punch card to Planned Parenthood, dude. Like, that's not going to be the thing that makes me out. They're like, what if it ends up online? Like, what if they share it with all of their friends? So I'm like, I am single and need rights to like the airport. Okay, consider it a business card. I am open for business, please. Please. I am single right now. I see all you lovely couples. Happy birthday, by the way. I like being single. I hate the dating apps. I got bullied on them when I was on it. Yeah, surprising, I know. Like I was on it and one guy, he asked me, we messaged, hadn't even met yet, and he was like, hey, is Spanish, like, or is English your second language? And I was like, oh my god, he knows I'm Mexican, amazing. He later clarified though, it was because I misspelled so many words incorrectly in such a short amount of time that he just assumed English was my second language. I guess don't have any men as the first, obviously. That is what that is. I'm single. I hate the advice people give you. Like my mom's advice is the worst. She's like, well, maybe you should go back to church. Maybe you go back to church and you can meet someone there, a nice man there. Right? And I'm like, that's, like, I grew up Catholic, because I'm Mexican, but I did not, like, I don't go to church, right? Like, I'll go on holy days of obligation, though, so I'll go on, like, Christmas, on Easter, when I'm late for my period. Those are the days I go to pray, you know? Boyfriend, not baby daddy, right? So dumb, meeting a guy at church, no thanks. Like, what am I supposed to do when we're, like, you know, shaking hands? Like, what neighborhood do you live in? Oh, where's your parents from? Like, what is that supposed to be? No. A weird Christian meal? I wouldn't do it. My friends tell me that it's like it's the guys I date. That's the issue. It's the guys I date. They're like, you should go after the CEO types, you know? The ones who know the difference between affect and effect. Those kind of guys, right? Like someone who can spell Wednesday without saying Wednesday. Because the guy I like the guys who join the military to help pay for college. And by college, they need child support. Those are my guys. You have a kid, you have a Jessica. That's me. That's where I live. Like the guys who say they don't have Teslas, but they have BMWs, big Mexican weenies, that is... my guy, that's the guy I bring home to my mom. You know them. You know what I'm talking about. The ones who drive the old Honda Civics where the hood of the car is a different color than the rest of the car. That's me in the passenger seat. I love that. I don't know. We'll see. I'll leave you with this last message. I know I talked about nudes earlier, and I know some guys, like some girls are like, oh, I hate when guys send me dick pics. Don't do that. Let them send it to you, because I promise you, there is nothing that makes you feel better than getting one and leaving a guy on red.